We continue now at the top of Daf 65a Daf Meseches Yevamos. This is Yevamos Daf 65a. The Gemara is discussing whether 2 times creates a chazaka or whether 3 times creates a chazaka. And the Gemara now says that there are stam mishnayos. It depends on the situation. So by vest, the Mishnah says as follows: Kovas la vest ad shetikva ena shalosh pa'amim. A woman does not establish a vest until you have 3 times. That shows the idea that 3 times is a chazaka. Ve'ein metaheres min havest ad shetayakar mimena shalosh pa'amim. The same the other way. She doesn't become pure from the vest. That's the time that she's expecting to see her period. Also, it takes 3 times. That shows that when it comes to vest, it is 3 times for a chazaka. Rashi over here explains. Kovas la vest means as follows: Lismoch aleh lios daya shaita. What that means is she's expecting it to happen on a certain time, and therefore only at that time she's going to be considered tameh. The Tanan, like we learned in the Mishnah, Kalisha sheyesh la vest daya shaita. That time alone is enough if she has a fixed time when she's expecting the period. We don't say that she becomes tameh retroactively 24 hours back. V'yodim kovas la vest v'higias man vest. And furthermore, it makes a difference. Let's say she has a vest and the time comes. V'lo badka tameya de'orach bismano ba. Even if she doesn't check, we assume that she is tameh because we assume that it comes at the appointed time. And the other way around as well. Let's say even 2 times we're trying to undo that time. In other words, 2 months in a row it's not coming at the expected time. She checked 2 times and it didn't come. It happened on a different day. 2 times. Nevertheless, that doesn't undo it. You need 3 to undo it. Again, the next time, even if she doesn't check, she has to assume that she's Tameya because she should assume that it came at the expected time. And the Gemara continues, finally, the last case, V'shor Hamud. By Shor Hamud also, we have a Mishnah that indicates that over there, the Chazaka is after 3 times. The Tanan, as we learned in the Mishnah, Ein Hashor Nasa Mud. A shor does not become a mud, Ad Sheya'idu Bo Shlosha Pamim. Until 3 times, we're talking here about a shor that gores 3 times, it's a tam, and then after 3 times, so it becomes a mud. So there also you see that the Chazaka is established after 3 times. And the Gemara continues at the 2 dots. Tanu Rabbanan, the rabbis taught, Nisas Larishon velo hayu labanim. Let's say a woman gets married to the first husband, they don't have children. Lasheni, then she marries a second husband, velo hayu labanim, they don't have children. Lashlishi lo tinase elalami sheyesh labanim. So to the third husband, she should only marry a man who already has children. Nisas lamisha ein labanim. And if she gets married to somebody with no children, teitze below ksuba, she can be divorced and she won't receive her ksuba. And so the Gemara now says, they had the following question. Nizis l'shlishi v'lo hayu labanim. Let's say she marries a third husband and they don't have children. Mahu delitvua hanach kamoy. So now, can the original husbands, can they claim from her and say, now we didn't really need to give you a ksuba? Mi matzu amri lo. Can they now say to her, igloi milsa, this is revealed that it was your fault, so to speak, that we didn't have children. Oh, Dilmor, maybe matzis amr lahu. She could say to them, no, hashtu dekachshi. It was only recently that this weakening happened, that I didn't have children. In other words, you can't say necessarily that the reason we didn't have children together was because of me. It still may have been because of you. And so the Gemara says, Mistabra, it makes sense to say, Motzis Amra Lahu, that she can say to them, Hashtu Dekachshi, that it only happened right now, the weakening began right now, and therefore they are not entitled to getting any of the money from the Ksuba back. And the Gemara continues, Ibaylu, they had another question as follows, Nisis L'Ravi, let's say she marries a 4th husband, V'hayu Labanim, and then they have children. So Mao Ditit Boy L'Shlishi, now can she come and claim from the 3rd husband and say that you owe me a Ksuba? Amrina La, do we say to her, Ashtik Husech, it's better you be quiet than speak up. Because actually he'll be able to respond to her. I never divorced you thinking that you could have children. I thought that you were not able to have children. And so therefore I take back the entire divorce. So maybe she shouldn't say anything. And so the Gemara says, Maskif la Rapapa. So now Rapapa asks the following question. Shaska, 1 second, even if she really is quiet. Anon mishaskinan, should we be quiet? Nimtza get bottle of anamam zerin. Don't we have a situation here where the get is really nullified retroactively, and the children that she has really are mamzerim? In other words, Rav Papa is saying, isn't this an actual legitimate problem? If she has children from the 4th husband, so now the 3rd husband can say, my divorce wasn't really a real divorce. Rashi over here says, I never divorced you thinking this. Had I known that you could have children, I would have never divorced you. It's going to come out the get is batal l'mafreya. So that would be a reason why we say she can't go and claim a ksuba from him, because then he'll say the whole get isn't really even a good get. Maskif lo Rapapa, so then Rapapa asked, V'motzi bala levatule get b'hachi. If the husband really could nullify the get with this argument, kishasak ma'hav, even if he's quiet, what's the difference? Anon mishaskinan, should we be quiet? Havada yadai tadachi lo gersh. It's certainly true he did not divorce her thinking that she was able to have children. Elamidashasinon, but from the fact that we are quiet, vadai lo motzi levatule. Obviously, he's not able to nullify the get. The Amrin Alei, we say to him, Misvega kamegareshes law, you divorced her from a doubt. In other words, you thought there's a chance here. You didn't know for sure whether she couldn't have children or not. You divorced her nonetheless. Therefore, it's clear that you intended to divorce. And so the Gemara then concludes and says, Elo Amrinon, rather we say Hashtu Deber Yasa. Now is when she became healthy. And Rashi over here explains, Elo Iko Lemiftere, if we are going to pater him from the ksuba again, because she does have an argument here that she should collect ksuba because now it's clear she can have children. No, he's still pater from the ksuba. Hachi patrina le, we pater him as follows. The amrinon le, we say to him, Hashtahi de ivris shechazra lios bria mecholya. Right now she became healthy. Suddenly now she's able to have kids, but before really she wasn't able to have kids. Therefore the divorce without a ksuba may have been legitimate. The Gemara continues at the two dots. Hu amar mina v'hi amra minei. Let's say he says that it's because of her that they're not having children, and she says it's because of him that they're not having children. And Rashi over here says, Mina yodei anisha machmasu. He says, I know it's because of her. She'en li banim. That's why there are no kids. V'lo etin ksuba. I don't want to give a ksuba. And she says, no, it's because of him. I'm entitled to the ksuba. So what do we do in such a case? Amar Ami Rabbi Ami says, Devarim shebeino leveina. When it comes to these matters, these private matters between him and her, ne'emenes, she is the one that is believed. But time of mine, what's the reason? He kaimala biyorah kechetz. She's the one that knows whether his shechva zera, whether it shoots like an arrow. Hulo kimle biyorah kechetz. He's not able to know whether it shoots like an arrow. Rashi over here says, Kol shechva zera she'eno yorah kechetz eina mazras. Anytime you have semen that doesn't shoot like an arrow, that's not going to cause a pregnancy. And again, therefore, we believe her in this situation. And the Gemara continues, Amar Ihu, let's say he says, Ezel insiv itasa, ve'ivdok nafshai, I'm going to go take another woman, I'll take another wife, and that way I'll be able to check to see whether or not I'm able to have children with a different woman. Amar Rabbi Ami says, Af bozu, even in this type of situation, Yotzi v'yit and ksuba, he divorces her and he gives her a ksuba. Sha'ani omer, because I say, Kol hanose isha alishto, anybody who marries another woman in addition to his wife who he already has, Yotzi v'yit and ksuba. He divorces that wife and he has to give the ksuba. Rava Amar, but Rava says, no, say Adam Kama Nasham Alishto, a person can marry many women in addition to his wife, as long as he's able to support them. And we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf 65a Amud Beis.